Into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Well, folks, let me just ride on this wave as everyone does. I like what Trump is saying because I understand where it's coming from. And there are only two genders. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I just want to unpack just on this topic why Trump is talking like this and why does he feel like this. America is a very different kind of activists. They take people to court and they want kids to use boys toilets. They want boys to use girls toilets. There are many things that is going there, but I just want us also to look at the clip. I think it was a court case or a commission of inquiry of some sort, like we do here in South Africa, where they were debating this thing. And then you also get confused because they tell you there are many genders that you don't know whether sex or gender is something else. Let's look, where is this coming from? Let's look at this clip quickly.
Genders.
I wouldn't even say too, and we've got Dr. Lopez here as well, but there's also a definition of intersex. I think that often in these conversations we're conflating sex and gender, and I do want to affirm here that trans women are women. That is their gender.
But I'm trying to understand. Do you make a distinction between sex and gender?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Explain that. Do you think there are more than two sexes?
I believe that there's a definition for intersex as well that I want to acknowledge. But sex is assigned at birth.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm thoroughly confused. So you're born, I'm talking about biology, male, female, and what else?
I believe that intersex is also acknowledged. But again, I'm not a doctor here. What I can
and what is intersex?
Is that there's a difference between sex and gender, and I think in these conversations we're conflating the two.
Well, but I want to start with sex. Okay, there's male, there's female. When a baby's born, before the baby has had time to even have a sense of self, there's male, female, and intersex. There's a third.
I believe that is true, but I would defer to Dr. Lopez as I'm not a physician.
Okay. And how many genders are there?
I think the gender is expansive, and the definitions are always growing. Today I can tell you
more than five
people that talk about non-binary as
more than five.
I think the gender is not a binary. Is what I'm trying to say.
Are there more than five genders? I'm just trying to understand. Are there more than five genders?
Well, I mean, I think that there was a time where women wearing pants didn't feel like it was appropriate for their gender, and yet I'm wearing pants today. I think that there are ways that we express.
Are there more than five genders? Are there more than five?
I wouldn't subject myself to naming how many genders there are, but what I can say is that genders are flexible. Excuse me.
There's an infinite number of genders.
I think depending on your culture, there are a lot of different genders that exist. And I can also say that it's a term that's evolving. If you look at young people today, they really don't lean into the binary of only woman and man. So I think that it's incumbent upon us not to legislate on this, but create space for them to explore what their identities are, what their gender identities are.
Let's get back to athletics. I think I understand what you're saying. There are three sexes: male, female, and intersex.
I believe that to be true, but again, I'm not.
And there are an infinite number of genders because gender is a mental state.
Gender is about expression, and I think that there are a variety of ways that you can express your gender.
Okay, so there's infinite number. All right, let's go back to the biology. Male, female, boy, girl. Okay, biologically, do males have an advantage over females biologically in sports?
Again, I'm not a physician and I can't speak to that.
What's your real world experience?
It depends. I mean, there are some people who are born male that I'm faster than if I were to sprint against them, and some that I'm not. Some males are taller than some women,
You
and
don't
some that are
believe
short.
that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological female?
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. Well, no, I don't think.
Yeah, so you can see how this case been going, and what I'm getting out of all this myself is that we agree that there are three kind of of, of 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 sex, or should I say, there's a male, there's a female, and there's intersex, which we agree on. But now the issue is about gender, because apparently gender is in the head. Let people explore. That's why Trump is speaking like this. So it's not about that. When you see gay people now, you're only gonna go to them and say they are two genders. No, we acknowledge that there's intersex, but now the gender issue is blown out of proportion. I don't know what the what LGBTQ are trying to prove on that regard. But I'm also confused as well, but I understand where Trump is coming from. So Trump is not saying be homophobic and stuff. He knows there's intersex, but now the issue of gender. Should we have a third toilet? Of which I also believe we don't need a third toilet. You have to go to a ladies' toilet, or you have to go to a men's toilet. And I don't even understand why people make this an issue, because even if you go to a male's toilet, there you have more choices anyway, because you can go and sit, or you can go and stand with the guys. So even if you're not comfortable being around guys, if you're gay or you're transgender, you can always use the other room where you can lock yourself in, and guys will just look at you weirdly. But yeah, but that's the we shouldn't make you extra toilets. I know you're gonna come for me, but that's how I feel.
The White House saying it establishes male and female as biological reality and protects women from radical gender ideology. Conservative groups have welcomed the change, describing it as a return to traditional family values.
We know from scripture and from nature that men are men and women are women, and men cannot become women. It's sad that we have to say that. It's a matter of biology. It's how we're made.
But transgender activists described it as the latest attack on their rights. Unfortunately, the rhetoric around the trans community and around this existing as a trans person, that rhetoric has increased exponentially. It directly harms the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of our community. Some of the measures include only using the term sex, not gender, in all government policy, and barring any federal funds being used to promote gender ideology. Trans people say the changes have real-world consequences. The hatred has really, really ramped up in West Virginia. I have dealt with a stalking situation. Just last night, I was physically assaulted in a men's restroom at a rest stop. My spouse and I are happy to leave, and it's very difficult to leave everything that you've known. I've been here for over 3 decades. Civil rights groups now preparing to fight the changes in court and at every level of government across the country, setting up yet another potential flashpoint here in the US. In Washington, Catalina Flores, SB.
Yeah, folks, as we hear, people are fighting for this thing left and right, and honestly, I also understand them, because I understand where it's coming from, but I just feel like they're pushing it out of proportion when they demand more than what the society can offer. But if it's what democracy is, then maybe we should listen to them. But it is what it is. Then no one really is giving them a chance, especially if Donald Trump is the one. Then is the one. Well, folks, don't forget to subscribe and like and tell me what you think on comments. But what I like about South Africans, this gay thing is all about partying and having fun. No one is going to court like they do. See this.
So we just here again, guys, doing the pride, and this year is just the big and the big and the biggest one. Hello, and we're just gonna be doing this, representing, pushing the healthy lifestyle. We still have everyone that is testing.
Yo, man, people look so happy on that video, and I think it would be unfair to really discriminate against them. Let's just be better people. But let me know what you think about Trump on comments. It's not up to me to say who's right or who's wrong, but we're all human beings. Peace out. See you in the next video. Like and share.